I was teaching meditation at a retreat center in California 15 years ago. Invited by a famous meditation teacher, 100 people in the room, everyone doing their breath work, their body scans, their visualization techniques. 2 hours, people struggling to quiet their minds, frustrated. I can't stop thinking, this isn't working. I raised my hand. May I share something from the Talmud? The teacher hesitated, but nodded. I taught them a 3-minute practice, ancient, simple, powerful. Within 90 seconds, the room shifted. People started crying, not from sadness, from breakthrough. One woman said, "I've meditated for 10 years. I've never felt this." I'm Rabbi Shimon. I'm 83 years old, and what I'm about to reveal about consciousness transformation has been sitting in Jewish texts for 2,000 years, while meditation teachers charge thousands for techniques that take 10 times longer. Before I show you this shortcut, hit that like button if you're tired of meditation that doesn't work. And in the comments, type these 3 words, "My mind quiets." When you write that, you're setting an intention that activates as you learn this practice. Subscribe because we're revealing ancient Jewish wisdom that modern spirituality has buried. Turn on notifications. The problem, you're trying to empty your mind. Every meditation teacher tells you the same thing. Clear your mind, stop thinking, just be present. And you sit there, and you try, and thoughts keep coming, and you get frustrated, and you think you're failing. But you're not failing, you're following bad instructions. The Talmud says something different. It doesn't say empty your mind, it says redirect your attention. Ecclesiastes 3:1, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." Your mind has a purpose. Thinking is not the enemy. Scattered thinking is the problem. You wake up with racing thoughts, anxiety about the day, worry about problems. You sit to meditate and those same thoughts flood in. That mental noise that never stops. It affects everything. Your peace, your clarity, your decisions. You can't hear intuition because the noise drowns it out. You've tried everything, haven't you? Guided meditations, mindfulness apps, breathing techniques, mantra repetition, walking meditation. You've spent money on courses, read books, attended retreats, and yet the mental chatter continues. It's not because you lack discipline, it's because you're using a technique designed to fail. Modern meditation says, fight your thoughts. The Talmud says, focus your thoughts. One creates resistance, the other creates flow. Late at night, when you can't sleep because your mind won't shut off, you've wondered, why can't I meditate like other people? What's wrong with me? Will I ever experience real peace? But what you don't know is that Jewish mystics discovered a shortcut. A 3-minute practice that doesn't fight your mind. It redirects it instantly. The Talmudic shortcut. Let me take you back to the 2nd century. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is hiding in a cave for 13 years. Roman persecution, death sentence on his head. He has nothing, no books, no resources, just him and his son in a cave. But he has his mind. And in that cave, he discovers something profound about consciousness. Most people think meditation is about achieving a blank mind. But Rabbi Shimon discovered that's impossible and unnecessary. The mind is designed to focus, not to be empty. When you try to empty it, you create a vacuum that fills with random thoughts. But when you give it something specific to focus on, something meaningful, something sacred, it locks in, instantly. This is the practice. It's called yichud in Hebrew, means unification, not emptying, unifying. Here's how it works. You take one Hebrew letter, just one, the letter Aleph. In Hebrew, Aleph is silent. It's the first letter of the alphabet. It represents the breath, the beginning, pure potential. Exodus 3:14, I am who I am. In Hebrew, that's Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. It starts with Aleph. The letter Aleph looks like this in your mind. One vertical line with 2 diagonal lines, one going up, one going down. Ancient rabbis discovered that when you visualize this letter and contemplate its meaning, your consciousness unifies around it. All scattered thoughts collapse into one point of focus. Not because you're fighting thoughts, but because you're giving your mind something more interesting to focus on than worry and noise. Here's the exact practice. Step 1. Close your eyes. Visualize the letter Aleph. Step 2. As you inhale, think, Ehyeh, I am. Step 3. As you exhale, think, Asher Ehyeh, who I am. Step 4. Let the letter fill your awareness. When thoughts come, gently return to the letter. That's it, 3 minutes. Within 30 seconds, your mind starts to quiet, not because you're suppressing thoughts, but because you're redirecting attention to something sacred. Within 90 seconds, you feel a shift, a settling, a peace. Within 3 minutes, you've achieved what takes most meditation practices 20 minutes or more. Why? Because you're working with your mind's design, not against it. The Talmud teaches that the Holy One created the human mind to seek meaning. When you give it sacred meaning to focus on, it stops wandering immediately. This is the shortcut meditation teachers won't tell you, because if they did, you wouldn't need their courses. The biblical pattern. This isn't isolated teaching. Look at the pattern throughout Scripture. When Moses stood before the burning bush, God didn't tell him to empty his mind. God gave him a focus point, the bush that burned but wasn't consumed. Exodus 3:3. Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight. He turned his attention, he focused, and in that focus, he heard God's voice. When Elijah was in the cave, God didn't appear in the earthquake or the fire or the wind. God appeared in the still small voice. 1 Kings 19:12. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire a still small voice. Elijah had to focus to hear it. He had to quiet the external noise by focusing on the internal whisper. When David wrote Psalm 46:10, he said, Be still and know that I am God. The Hebrew word for be still is rapha. It doesn't mean be empty. It means let go or release. Release the scattered thoughts by focusing on one thing, knowing God. Do you see the pattern? Sacred focus, not mental emptiness. Modern proof. Let me tell you about Jennifer, 52 years old, anxiety disorder, tried meditation for 8 years, never got past 3 minutes without her mind racing. She learned this Talmudic practice, 3 minutes focusing on Aleph while breathing Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. First time, peace lasted 10 minutes after the practice. 1 week of daily practice, anxiety attacks decreased by half. 1 month, off medication with doctor's supervision. Some call that coincidence, but Jennifer knew better. Why after 8 years of failed meditation did breakthrough happen in 1 week? Because she stopped fighting her mind and started directing it. Or Thomas, 68 years old, couldn't sleep, mind racing every night, tried meditation apps, sleep hypnosis, nothing worked. He learned this practice, did it before bed, 3 minutes, Aleph, breathing, focus. First night, fell asleep in 15 minutes instead of 2 hours. 1 week, sleeping through the night. Why? Because his mind finally had something sacred to settle on instead of spinning on problems. Exactly what to do. Here's your precise protocol. Preparation. Find a quiet space. Not silent necessarily, just undisturbed. Sit comfortably, spine straight, hands relaxed. Set a timer for 3 minutes, no more. Simplicity is key. The practice. Minute 1. Close your eyes. Visualize the Hebrew letter Aleph in your mind. 1 vertical line. 2 diagonal lines attached. Simple. Clear. Breathe naturally. Don't force anything. Minute 2. As you inhale, think the word Ehyeh, means I am. As you exhale, think Asher Ehyeh, means who I am. Let the rhythm establish itself. Breath, word, letter. Minute 3. When thoughts arise, and they will, don't fight them. Gently acknowledge them and return attention to the letter Aleph and the breath. Each time you return, you're strengthening focus. This is the practice. After 3 minutes, sit for 30 seconds in silence. Notice the quality of your mind. Quieter, settled, clear. Open your eyes slowly. Daily practice. Do this once daily. Morning is ideal, before the day's noise begins. Same time each day creates a habit. 3 minutes, that's all. Critical warnings. Don't extend past 3 minutes initially. More is not better. Focused intensity beats lengthy wandering. Don't judge yourself when thoughts come. They always come. Returning to focus is the practice, not preventing thoughts. Don't skip days. Consistency builds the neural pathway. Miss a day, you lose momentum. What to expect? Day 1. You'll notice immediate quieting, brief but real. This tells you it works. Day 3-5. The settling deepens. You'll carry some of that peace into your day. Day 7. You'll notice you're less reactive, more centered. Decisions come easier. Day 14. People will ask what changed. You'll feel fundamentally different. Here's what we covered. The Talmud teaches focus, not emptiness. The letter Aleph with the breath, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh, unifies consciousness in 3 minutes. This works with your mind's design, not against it. This needs to happen tomorrow morning, not next week, not when you have more time. Tomorrow, 3 minutes. Because every day you spend in mental noise is a day you miss the clarity that's already available to you. You have everything you need. The letter, the breath, the practice. Nothing stands between you and peace except starting. Will you trust this ancient wisdom for 3 minutes tomorrow? Will you give your mind sacred focus instead of fighting it? If yes, type, "My mind quiets." Share this with someone drowning in mental noise. They need this shortcut. Subscribe. Next week, I'm revealing the deeper meanings of other Hebrew letters and what they unlock in consciousness. May your mind settle into sacred focus. May scattered thoughts unify around divine truth. May peace become your baseline. May clarity guide every decision. May you rest in the stillness that has always been waiting for you. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Shalom, my friend. Tomorrow morning, 3 minutes, 1 letter, everything shifts.